Number 47, find secant and cosecant if cotangent theta equals -4/3 and cosine is less than 0. So the fact that cotangent is -4/3 is telling us quite a bit of information. Remember that cotangent is the adjacent over the opposite, or our other definition would be x over y. And so when we start to draw this, you may say, well, where am I supposed to put this negative? Does negative go on top, or does the negative go on bottom? And the truth is, it really goes both of those places. We can make two triangles here. Remember, x is on top and y is on bottom. So one of our triangles, we go left 4 and up 3. So -4 and 3. The other situation is that we go right 4 and down 3. Okay, those are the two places that cotangent equals -4/3. If all they tell us that cotangent of theta equals something, there's always going to be two places where that's true. And that's because trig functions are the same in two of the quadrants, okay, no matter what. But because they told us this last part, cosine has to be less than 0, we can get rid of one of these two triangles. So we have to say, okay, which one of these triangles gives us a cosine that's less than 0, which means a cosine that's negative. And since cosine has to do with our adjacent side, or you can think of it as having to do with our x value, we need that value to be negative, so it has to be this triangle in the third quadrant, not this one over here. I'm sorry, in the second quadrant, and not the one in the fourth quadrant. So we can really quickly do the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side, and you actually may not need to use it because this is actually a 3, 4, 5 triangle. It doesn't matter that that 4 is negative, it still ends up being a 3, 4, 5. Now that we have our triangle, we can find secant and cosecant. Secant theta is the hypotenuse over the adjacent side, so that's -5/4, and cosecant is the hypotenuse over the opposite side, so 5/3. So when you have this process, the first part is always telling you where two triangles are. And so I stuck the negative with the top and drew one triangle, stuck the negative with the bottom and drew another. And then you use the rest of it to eliminate one of those triangles so that you only have one to work with instead of two.